Hello and welcome. It's Jo here from Influencer magazine, and I have got a very special guest today who's going to be having a treat for us. So this is Esther from Art and Mind. Esther's an art therapist and a counselor who lives in the UAE. And Esther's going to help us with a very special project during this time of COVID. We know that stress levels are higher than usual as we're all adapting to these unusual circumstances and what is life going to look like afterwards. And our need for mindfulness is really at a fore, reducing our stress levels, bringing our brain back to normality, reducing our cortisol levels and our inflammation, which is very aging if you don't. So Esther is here to make sure that we are all going to stay healthy. Esther, thank you for joining us.
Hi Jo, and thank you so much for inviting me to be on this program. It's wonderful. It's such an honor to be a guest of Influencer magazine. So thank you. I'm so happy to be introducing this program because just from what we hear at the moment, what people want to be doing at home, how they can just get their stress levels down and have something that just invites them into themselves as well to explore. And so I just want to share some practices that have always helped me through my life. With the mindfulness, the meditation, the art, these are the things that have kept me together, and I would just love to share them with people.
Oh, we're just so grateful for you just coming on like this, the last moment, and helping us with this amazing program. So tell us all about it. What have you got planned for us, Esther?
Okay, well, we're calling this particular series Splashes of Mindfulness. So just short segments within the hour, and I will be teaching some mindfulness skills each week and using John Kabat-Zinn's particular techniques that he made famous when he was doing his research on mindfulness-based stress reduction. And these are ancient techniques, The first one is the breath, feeling the breath in the body. This is one of the key things of mindfulness, and you'll learn that in the very first session. And I've called this session Drawing a Breath because, this is what we do. We become aware of the breath in particular circumstances where we need to let it go or get a deep breath to keep us going or whatever. But to be aware of the breath every moment and use it to monitor, to regulate our body. That's what's just so helpful about it. And it all helps with emotional regulation. So drawing, as we are doing breathing and just focusing on the breath as we breathe, just brings it deep into the body and helps us be aware and present. So that's kind of what we do in the first session.
Wonderful. I think it's going to be amazing. I love it when you say draw the breath because it's kind of intriguing.
Yeah. And drawing, this helps to externalize things so that we can see them and they become a little bit more concrete and it all helps us to just be more aware of them. So this is the beauty of drawing or painting as you're practicing mindfulness. It's not just all happening in the head, it's happening in front of you as well.
I absolutely love it. I love it. So thank you. Show us what a drawing the breath might look like.
Well, okay. I did a little example here of something similar to what you might come up with. As you can see, it's totally abstract. Yeah, you don't have to have the skills of drawing perfectly to do this at all.
So we don't have to be artists. No Picasso.
Absolutely not. No. I used to be an art teacher, and I've taught people from the very beginning. People who are terrified of actually picking up a pencil, and I take you step by step from the fear of picking up a pencil to how to actually make, light and shadow, how to use your pencil to create black shapes going lighter and lighter. And once you have this skill, you can actually make anything look realistic, you know. And then in the second, oh, go on. I was just going to say, you know, white on white is what we'll be focusing on as well.
Wow.
And just what happens, light and shadow. Once you have these basic pencil techniques, you can do things like this. It's just magic. You'll love it.
That's fantastic. And what equipment are people going to need?
Okay, look, from at the very beginning, we will just need a basic sketchbook. If you can get one, you know, just an A4 size like this. If you can get a pencil. Now, for art, B grade pencils are the best. You know, you see the grading of the pencil here, and your standard office pencil will be HB. That's okay if you don't have anything else. You'll be able to do it with that. And in fact, if you don't have time to go out and get anything before the first session, if you just have your office pen and your photocopy paper, you know, you'll be able to do what we have organized for you in the first lesson, just with that.
And so just pinching the kids' art equipment is good too, right?
Absolutely. They'll love it. They will absolutely love sharing their art.
Can we do this with the whole family, Esther?
Yeah, sure. You know, bring anyone who's in the home to the computer and, you know, share the equipment and share the experience with them. I've had people who've come to my sessions and gone home immediately to teach their kids mindfulness. It makes such a difference in the family dynamic. So by all means, you know, share this with your family.
And if people want to be totally, you know, just looking after self-care and having some time away from the kids, that's fine too, right?
Absolutely. I highly recommend it.
Yes. And if you do bring your kids, just know we will mute you on the call so that everyone can have quiet mindfulness. This will not be a loud session, right, Esther?
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
So once again, sketchbook if you can, awesome. Just some blank paper. For the first session, a ruler would be handy if you have one, or just any straight edge, because we will at one stage just draw a square to do our drawing in. That's all. It would be nice if you can to have some sort of journal, just to, you know, a little book to write in. Then you can keep a record of what you've done and what works for you, and also any notes that I might give you that you want to try during the week. Okay, now we will move on to working with color. It won't be splashing paint every session. It'll be, first of all, working with just black and white, looking, really becoming aware of the light shining on objects. You know? And then we will use color. Now, I use big pots of color because I do a lot of painting, but you don't need to buy huge pots of color. You can buy small jars if you want to. Now, if you are on a budget, just buy a red, a blue, and a yellow, and you can do everything with those. Oh, actually, it's probably good to have a white and a black as well, just for some lights and darks. But if you want to splash out, you know, you can get some what we call secondary colors as well.
And Esther, what about, you know, if people are, that's if they're absolutely loving what they're doing, but if they just want to play for a little bit, can they just use a little palette from the kids, or from, does it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get these, you know, just for a couple of dollars, you can get little palettes. Now, this one here is one I take traveling with me. It's tiny and it has its own little brush. And yeah, you can get these things with half a dozen colors, and they're great for just, you know, for what we're doing, they're absolutely fine. They're
fantastic. Good. And interestingly enough, I lived
You
in
know,
Mozambique at one stage, and we had an art teacher, and she even encouraged ladies just to use their makeup bag sometimes for art. It was amazing. We used to have all sorts of fun because we couldn't get supplies, in the middle of nowhere. It really was third world Africa, but we found amazing ways of using color. Yeah.
lovely. Yeah, actually, you can even use food coloring from the kitchen cupboard if you want to. That makes a great ink, or if you mix it with a bit of flour and water or something, you can make a bit of a
Oh,
paste with it.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It's sounding fun.
Beetroot juice, carrot juice. Well, I shouldn't get too carried away here, but there's so much color everywhere and we can use it. Yeah.
Lovely. Lovely.
Okay. So we will, when we get on to using color, as I said, the first couple of sessions, we're looking at the breath and the body, then we're looking at the senses. And because I'm an artist, I particularly love using the visual sense. So that's what we're focusing on with the art. But just tuning into the senses, and it brings us into the present moment like nothing else. The breath and just being with what's in front of us is just amazing. So simple and so powerful. But we have this mind, which is, as I'm sure you're aware of, this is the problem, yeah? What the mind does. What the mind
and the problem, yes.
When we're trying to sit still and we've got this inner voice, already you've heard yourself, but I'm hopeless at art, but I can't do this, but I can't get to a shop, da 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 da, and so won't like what I do, and all of this. I can already hear this inner dialogue going around the globe because this kind of thing is so prevalent. So we have particular lessons to deal with this inner critic, this inner judge that is always saying, no, you can't, this is good, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. And so to just work with that voice and be able to sit with it, not try to get rid of it. It won't go away. I'm sorry to say, it won't go away. We can turn the volume down, because we just give it other things to do. We have to trick the mind, really. And like a naughty child, we just have to trick it to just being quiet, being there, being loving towards it, and just trick it to not be so loud. It's actually just trying to protect you, It doesn't want you to get into trouble and make a fool of yourself, but you won't anyway, so don't listen to it this time. Then we're using color to work in a particular way with the emotions, because what comes up when we're just sitting by
beautiful.
Yeah, color and emotion. And I don't want to give you any finished product here at the moment because that'll spoil the fun, but just as a little glimpse into that lesson. And emotion, color, how the emotion feels in the body, and how to work with it again, how to just accept it, love it, sit with it, and let that just be a wonderful part of ourselves that we don't have to change or get rid of, but we have this ability to regulate our emotions. And we can, through becoming aware of them and learning to work with them, we can do this. And that just makes life so much easier, really. They don't run away with us. We are in charge.
Fabulous. I love that. And obviously reducing massive stress levels just by becoming mindful and allowing ourselves to play creatively.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
And then, just a little example of something that I did here. Again, what to do with our thoughts. And we just learn ways of focus. I'm not going to let you have an intricate look at that. I'll spoil the fun, I think, if I do. But just a way of dealing with these thoughts that are spinning around in our mind and getting centered, bringing it all back to the body, rooting ourselves in the ground like a tree and becoming steady and centered, and allowing these thoughts just to flutter around in the breeze, to fall off in the autumn, and we remain the solid tree with the leaves that come and go.
Lovely.
Yeah. So that's just one way.
I think this is going to be an amazing little series, these splashes of color, of mindfulness. I'm so looking forward to it, Esther. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As I said, these are things that I've used to keep myself grounded, keep myself happy over the years. And I'm just so excited about sharing them with people.
Thank you. Thank you. And now I want to ask you quickly. So this is going to be taking place on Sunday, 11 a.m. Dubai time. There will be a replay, and it's going to be within an hour, the session.
Within an hour, yes. So it's the working week here in the UAE, but it's the weekend in a lot of other countries. So hopefully you might be able to tune into it in some of your time off on the weekend. But if you are at work and have a little spare time, less than an hour in the UAE, I think it's a great way to just begin the working week with this splash of mindfulness that you can come back to during the week and just center yourself again. Because I want to give you techniques that you can use through the week. Even if you don't have your art equipment with you, you'll have the memory of having done it, and you will be able to center yourself, with the breath, with the practices of steadying the emotions and the thoughts and all that. These are techniques you can use throughout the week. And so to start the week off like that, I think you'll enjoy it. I think it'll be beneficial to you.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it already. I can hardly wait for Sunday to arrive. Thanks for this, Esther. This is going to be magnificent. So how can people join? We're going to set up an event page, and you will be able to register for a link for the Zoom call, but it will also be as a Facebook Live. But I know Facebook doesn't notify everybody who's involved in things all the time. Sometimes there's a glitch and a delay, and we don't want you to miss this. So make sure that you add your name below, get hold of us, let us know that you're interested, pass this along for those who might also benefit. And remember that you don't have to be available at the time. We're quite sure the Americas is going to be quite late for them. But you can always register so that you get the replay. And do hang around. I've got some very exciting contributors coming on with Influencer Magazine in the next little while. We're going to have some marvelous things happening. And we would love to have you involved and part of the Legacy Influencer family, because that's what it's all about. It's about changing lives, because we first led ourselves. We first changed our own life, and now we are somehow a beacon of light to others. And that doesn't happen by mistake. That happens because you've done all of the inner work, but that you're changing lives at a level that is going to leave an impact for those who are yet unborn. Because why wouldn't we do something marvelous and beyond our own little life? Contribute to others in a way that will leave something magic on the earth for other people. So that is what we're all about, and that is what we're here for. And we're going to be bringing you some amazing legacy influencers. And thank you, Esther, for being one of our marvelous legacy influencers.
Thank you, Jo. I absolutely love what you're doing with Legacy and with the Influencer magazine. I think it's just amazing. So I'm just, as I said, so thrilled to be one of your guests on this show. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
I look forward to this.
Oh, thank you. And we just send big, safe and stress-free blessings out there. Take care of yourselves. Know that actually the biggest pandemic that nobody has recognized at the moment is stress levels. Stress is really a terrible thing. So that is what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be bringing you some relief and some ways of managing it and wonderful things to do to just bring all of that high pressure down. So sending everybody massive love across the globe and welcoming you into the family. Do be a part of us, get in touch, know that that's what it's all about, and that we're